Hello, welcome to my studio. Are you at the beginning of your career, or are you like me, somewhere in the middle and negotiating the bad economy and the changes in technology? Starting out, I thought a career path would go pretty smoothly, and now 40 years later I'm finding out nothing of the kind. I just would like to share with you what one person's career path took very different directions than I thought it would take. I was a student at Louisiana State University and 5-year program in landscape architecture, and I found dealing with the professors, most of them were Harvard graduates from their master's program, so it wasn't uncommon for students to end up there, and I ended up in the urban design program there. And during my time, I married and I graduated. The education part was done, and the job career part began. I got to do a lot of exciting things, and then my husband graduated from school a couple years later. He decided he didn't like what he was doing and he wanted to move to Washington, D.C. So that became kind of like the first pruning of my career path. When I landed in Washington, D.C., I was lucky enough to kind of keep ties with the old Boston clients and ended up doing a lot of architectural illustration. I kind of became a freelancer. It was new, and some of the competitions and the developers, like the ones that had people like Prince of Monaco as a project, people got pretty neurotic, and it was quite intensively nerve-wracking to work in that kind of environment. And I became pregnant a couple of times, and that was the end of that part of my career. I needed to take something that was a little more laid back. So with kids in hand, I picked up Photoshop, Illustrator, taught myself those things, and also learned color theory and then applied it to watercolors. That helped with architectural illustration, but it was an interest of mine, and it ended up taking me in new directions. I ended up being a gallery curator, sold a lot of paintings, and began to jury shows, and really had a new development in that direction. And then as far as the Photoshop and Illustrator, I ended up doing commercial graphics. So here's a landscape architect, doing very different things, which I didn't anticipate. But slowly, as time passed, I started taking smaller landscape projects, and they got bigger and bigger, and I found some people, and we started to make a firm together. And then my father died, and then I got divorced, and I moved here. So this is where I am now. I'm back in Baton Rouge, where I started, near LSU. I'm taking formal classes. I am at IADT in web design, and I'm single again. And anyway, I just thought you would be interested in knowing how life events can kind of turn you on your head, and perhaps if you're a younger person, you can think about how flexible you need to get on in life. And I thank you for listening to me.